So let us start with today's session. So yesterday we have seen about how to check the optimality by modified distribution method. So we will continue with this discussion today also with another problem, and let us see whether our next problem comes out to be optimal or not. Because the question was like this: a manufacturer has distribution center at XYZ. These centers have availability of 40, 20 and 40 units of its product. His retail outlets are ABCDE requires 25, 10, 20, 30 and 15 units respectively. The transportation cost in rupees per unit between each center is given below, and we have to determine the optimum distribution to minimize the total cost of transportation. So again, you can see here in the question it is mentioned that you have to find out optimal. So you can't leave the solution by just finding out the initial basic feasible solution. You need to find out whether it is optimum and whether it is a minimum transportation cost. Okay, so as usual we will proceed further by finding out initial basic feasible solution by Vogel's approximation method. So I will just quickly go through it. So the first step in any problem of transportation is to check whether it is balanced or not. So yes, here the supply and demand are both balanced. It is 100 on each side. Hence we can say it is a balanced transportation problem and we can proceed further. So I will make this columns and rows to find out penalties. So first the penalties will be 10, 5, 5 and next will be in column wise penalty it will be 5, 0, 55, 10 and 20. So it is quite obvious that 55 will be selected. So 55, and from 55 we have to see in which place there is minimum cost. So minimum cost is here at 40. So we will allocate first at this point, and how much to allocate? The minimum between supply and demand. So I will allocate 20 here. Counter effects, this 20 will get cancelled out and this 40 will remain with 20. Okay, again we will find out penalties. So now penalties will be 25, 5 and 5, 0, 10, 20. So now you can see that there are penalty which are existing at two places, maximum penalty. One is here, that is 20, and another one is here, this is 20. So now what we will see, at which place there is minimum cost. So let us analyze this one, this first row. So here the costs are 55, 30, 50 and 50. That means minimum is 30. Okay, now let us see this part. Here 20 is there, but the cost are 30, 60 and 50. Again minimum cost is 30. So again now here penalty is also same, minimum cost is also same. Then we have to see at which point we can allocate maximum. Okay, let us see. At this point on X and 2, how much we can allocate? 20 and 10. So we can allocate only 10 units at this point. And let us analyze this part. At this 30, out of 15 and 40, I can allocate 15. So maximum allocation will be at this particular point, at Z and 5. So I will allocate first at this particular point. So this particular point will be allocated, and counter effects, 15 will get cancelled out and this 40 will become 25. You can continue with this and find out the initial basic feasible solution. So I will quickly give the solution. So the solution to this problem, after proceeding in the same way, you will get answer as the total cost is 3650. So here I have written only the total cost as 3650. I have not mentioned total minimum cost. So after finding out this initial basic feasible solution, it can be optimum, or there might be possibility, or there might be opportunity that we can reduce it further. So for this we need to check it by modified distribution method or stepping stone method. So let us proceed with the solution by modified distribution method. So before proceeding for any optimality check, we have to first check whether our solution found is degenerate or non-degenerate. The solution should be non-degenerate. Non-degenerate means it should be complete in all respects. So for that we have the condition that m plus n minus 1 should be equal to number of allocated cells. So m plus n minus 1 means number of rows plus number of columns minus 1 should be equal to number of allocated cells. So from the matrix you can see allocated cells are 7. Also m plus n minus 1 equal to 7. Hence I can say this condition is satisfied and solution is non-degenerate. Start with the optimality check procedure. It is also known as modified distribution method, or in short form it is known as MODI method, or also known as UV method. So for UV method we have to find out what are U's and V's of various rows and columns. So I will write down here U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5. Now I have explained you in the earlier example or previous lecture that we can form only 7 equations, but now unknowns are 8, so we have to assume one of the unknown as anything, and we have also decided that we will assume our first u1 as 0. So I will assume this as 0, and then I will find out the various remaining unknowns. So how to find it? So let us start with this one. This is my first allocated cell, this 55. This 55 is my first allocated cell. Its position is 1 and 1. So what I will write? It will be u1 plus v1 should give me 55. Out of which u1 is already 0. So I will get v1 as 55. Okay, so I have written here 55. Then next, again proceeding with the same. Now next allocation is at this point, that is 30. Its position is 1, 2. So I will write u1 plus v2 should give me 30. The addition of u1 plus v2 should give me the cost at that particular position. So u1 plus v2 should be 30, out of which u1 is already 0. So I will write down v2 is equal to 30. Now proceeding the same way, next allocation is at this point 40. That means u1 plus v3 should give me 40, out of which u1 is already 0. So I will get v3 is equal to 40. Next allocation is at this point, that is 50, 1, 4. So I will get u1 plus v4 is equal to 50, out of which u1 is equal to 0. So I will get v4 is equal to 50. Next allocation is here at this 35. Its position is u2 and v1, second row first column. So I will write u2 plus v1 should be equal to 35, but out of which v1 we already know, v1 is 55. So to balance it, u2 will be coming out to be as minus 20. Okay, let us proceed further in the same way. Next allocation is here at 35. Okay, its position is third row fourth column. So what I will get, u3 plus v4 should give me 35, but out of which we already know answer for v4 as 50. So on solving this, I will get the answer for u3 as minus 50. And similarly, if I calculate this one, so I will get u3 plus v5 should be equal to 30, out of which u3 is already known to me as minus 15. So I will get v5 is equal to 45. So with this, I have completed finding out all the U's and V's. Next step is to find out what is the opportunity cost. Now, opportunity cost means if we have to see that is there any opportunity, this solution we got or this allocation we got by initial basic feasible solution. Now I have to see that for the ones which are unallocated, is there any opportunity available for me such that if I allocated that particular cell, I will get more minimum cost or the optimum cost. So we have to check for opportunity cost for non-allocated cells only. Okay, let us start with this. So my first non-allocated cell is this one, 50. Its position is u1 and v5. We have the formula u1 plus v5 minus the cost at that place. Okay, for opportunity cost we have to minus the cost at that place. So I will remain with this one, delta 15 is equal to u1 plus v5 minus c15. So I am getting answer as minus 5. Similarly, next is this one, this 30. So its position is second row second column. So what I will write, delta 22 is equal to u2 plus v2, minus cost at that place, that is 30. So on solving this, I will get answer as minus 20. Now proceeding similarly, let us say for this 100. For this 100, the equation what will be there? It will be u2 plus v3 minus 100. So I will get answer as minus 80. And proceeding similarly for other non-allocated cells, I will get answers for 24, 25 and 31 as minus 15, minus 35, 0 and minus 45 respectively. Now how to draw conclusion from it? So you can see that the opportunity cost for all the non-allocated cells are either negative or 0. That means there is no opportunity. Opportunity will come when there is a positive number there. Okay, so here there is no positive, there is either 0 or there is negative. So I will write as all delta values are negative or 0, the solution is already optimum. There is no other opportunity by which we can reduce it further. And hence our answer, final answer will be same. So just I have introduced one more word, that is minimum. Earlier I have written only total cost, now I have written total minimum cost as 3650. That means there is no other way in which I can reduce it further. Okay, and this will complete our solution. Okay, let me proceed to the next problem. The next problem is this one. Apply modified distribution method or MODI method to obtain the optimum solutions. So already it is mentioned in the question itself that you have to find out the optimum solution, and also the method has been specified. If not specified, you can go either by this method or you can go for stepping stone method. But here it is mentioned it is to be applied by MODI method. So let me give you, let us say, 5 minutes, and you have to complete the first initial part by Vogel's approximation method, or you can also say it by penalty cost method. And in the meanwhile, if someone has doubt, you can ask me. Two of them has given answers in the chat box. That answer is 779. Okay, so let me check whether the answer is correct or not. So this was the solution. So yes, this is the solution to the, or initial basic feasible solution, you can say. The total cost comes out to be 779. Now next step is to check, before going for the modified distribution method, next step is to check whether our solution is non-degenerate or not, or it is complete in all respect or not. So for that we have to check m plus n minus 1. So my m plus n minus 1 is 6, 4 plus 3 minus 1 is 6, and also the number of allocated cells are 6. So as both are equal, I will say m plus n minus 1 equal to number of allocated cells, and solution is non-degenerate. And now I can proceed further to the modified distribution method. So next step is to find out u1 and v1. So u1's, so this was the allocation which we have already made, u1, u2, u3, v1, v2, v3, v4. So first step will be u1 equal to 0. So I have made u1 equal to 0, and we have the equations, and we also know the method how to find out u2, u3, v1, v2, etc. So by applying that logic, I will find out all the u's and v's as v1 is equal to 19, u2 equal to 50, u3 equal to 10, v3 minus 10. Now next step is to check whether there is any opportunity at non-allocated cells. The cells which are not allocated, we have to see whether there is opportunity that if I allocate at that particular cell, if I would have allocated at that particular cell, is my solution going to reduce further? So that is known as the opportunity cost. So opportunity cost is for non-allocated cells only. So the first non-allocated cells is first and 2, that is u1, v2. So my formula will become u1 plus v2 minus c12, the cost at that particular place. So with this I will get answer as minus 32, and similarly I will go on calculating the opportunity cost for other non-allocated cells. So I will get this as minus 32, minus 60, minus 1, positive 18 and minus 11. Okay, so positive 18. So now you can see here I have highlighted that delta 22, and that is giving me answer as positive 18. This positive 18 means if I would have allocated at that particular cell, there is a chance of getting my solution improved, or there is an opportunity that I can reduce my solution further. So what is that cell? This cell is this one, delta 22 or delta 22. If I would have allocated at this cell apart from any other cells, then my solution would have improved. So this is my conclusion. So I can write as the value of delta 22 is positive, solution is not optimal. Okay, now what to do in this case? अब हमको क्या पता चल गया कि इस जगह पे कुछ तो अलोकेशन होना चाहिए. ओके, नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दिस कॉन्सेप्ट. दिस इज समथिंग न्यू विच वी हैव नॉट लर्न टिल नाउ. सो इससे हमको क्या पता चला दैट डेल्टा 22 द सेल if it would have been allocated, then there is an opportunity that the cost would have been reduced further. इसका मतलब क्या हो रहा है कि यहाँ पर कुछ तो allocation होना चाहिए था जो कि नहीं है. That means now I will allocate at this cell. यहाँ पर मुझे कुछ तो allocation करना है. अब थोड़ा सा लॉजिक देखो. Let us say there are 4 values 10, 15. Please understand this concept because this will be used further. 10, 20, then let us say this is 20 and let us say this is 18. Okay, and let us say it is a 2 by 2 transportation problem where there are 2 rows and 2 columns. Just for the explanation I am taking these values. Let us say there are 2 rows or 2 supply points and 2 destination points, and I have allocated this. I have made the allocation that 10 units will be transported here, 20 units will be transported here, 15 units will be transported here, and 18 units will be transported here. And also I have checked the balance of the transportation problem. So here it is becoming 30 total, here it is 33, so total comes out to be 63, and same total should come out from the column side. So 10 plus 15, it gives me 25, and 20 plus 18, 20 plus 18 give me 38. So 38 plus 25 again becomes 63. That means it is a balanced transportation problem. Just relate with that concept which we have got just now. Opportunity cost means I have to allocate at some place which is giving me opportunity. So if I make any one change, understand this concept. Let us say I will increase one more. There is third supply also, and there is no allocation here. Okay, यहाँ पर भी कोई allocation नहीं है, zero है. यहाँ पर भी कोई allocation नहीं है. Okay. Now let us say if I find by modified distribution method, I get the value at this particular point. Let us say delta 23 as positive. अब डेल्टा 23 पॉजिटिव मिला, उसका मतलब क्या हो गया कि इस पॉइंट पे अलोकेशन होना चाहिए था, है ही नहीं बट होना चाहिए था. सो लेट अस से फॉर एग्जांपल आई विल मेक अ अलोकेशन ऑफ लेट अस से 2 ईयर. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दिस. जैसे ही मैं यहाँ पर 2 का अलोकेशन किया, क्या हो जा रहा है, ये बैलेंस हट जाएगा, 33 का हो जाएगा 35. ठीक है, ये बैलेंस हट गया. अब ये जैसे ही बैलेंस हटा तो मुझे कुछ तो चेंज करना पड़ेगा. तो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल आइदर चेंज दिस 15 और आई विल चेंज आइदर दिस 18. ये 2 को अगर बैलेंस करना है, मुझे 33 टोटल रखना है क्योंकि मेरे को बैलेंस ट्रांसपोर्टेशन चाहिए ही. तो अगर मुझे 33 रखना है और मेरे को 2 यहाँ अलॉट भी करना है, तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा, या तो ये 18 में से 2 कम करना पड़ेगा या तो ये 15 में से 2 कम करना पड़ेगा. ओके, लेट अस से आई एम मेकिंग द चेंजेस हियर. ये 15 को कट करके मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, लेट अस से मैंने वो एक अलोकेट कर दिया यहाँ पर 1, वो 1 यहाँ पर आ गया. लेट अस से एग्जांपल, तो ये हो गया 14. अब ये 14 अगर हो रहा है तो क्या हो रहा है, यहाँ पर भी एक कम हो गया. तो उसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा, अगर मुझे इसको 25 मेंटेन करना है, तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा, यहाँ पर एक बढ़ाना पड़ेगा, 10 को मुझे 11 करना पड़ेगा. ओके, अब जैसे ही 11 किया तो मुझे यहाँ पर 19 करना पड़ेगा टू बैलेंस. ये 19 हो गया. अब यहाँ पर 19 किया, एक कम किया, तो यहाँ पर मुझे एक बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. सो दिस विल बी 19. सो नाउ इट इज अ बैलेंस पार्ट. एक इसका मतलब क्या हो रहा है, एक भी जगह अगर मैं कुछ चेंज करता हूँ तो मुझे एक लूप बनाता है. वो लूप में मुझे हर पॉइंट पे चेंज करना पड़ेगा, प्लस एंड माइनस, एंड देन आई विल रीच टू द बैलेंस पार्ट. देखो यहाँ पर मैंने 14 किया, अगर ये 25 मुझे मेंटेन रखना है, अगेन एक्सप्लेनेशन समझो. यहाँ पर अगर मैं एक यूनिट कम करता हूँ और मुझे 25 बैलेंस रखना है, तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा, यहाँ पर एक यूनिट बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. तो जैसे ही मैं 10 का 11 किया, अब इसको अगर मुझे 30 करना है तो यहाँ पर मुझे एक कम करना पड़ेगा, 19 करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज 11 प्लस 19 गिव्स मी 30. ओके, नाउ दिस रो, दिस कॉलम एंड दिस रो इज बैलेंस्ड. बट व्हाट अबाउट दिस, जैसे ये 19 हुआ, अब यहाँ पर एक कम हो गया इस कॉलम के लिए, कम हो गया, तो मुझे यहाँ पर एक 1 बढ़ाना पड़ा फॉर बैलेंसिंग. सो यू कैन सी दैट one change here has changed all these 3 values. That means it is forming a loop. एक लूप बन गया जहां पर कुछ जगह मैंने प्लस किया, कुछ जगह मैंने माइनस किया फॉर बैलेंसिंग द ट्रांसपोर्टेशन प्रॉब्लम. ओके, तो मैं एक भी जगह कुछ अलोकेट करता हूं नया, तो मुझे उसके काउंटर इफेक्ट्स दूसरी जगह से बैलेंस करना पड़ेगा, कहीं मैंने कुछ प्लस किया तो मुझे वहां पर माइनस भी करना पड़ेगा. So this is the concept which we'll be using in this part after finding out the opportunity cost. So hope you have understood this, that if there is any one change in any one of the allocated cell, there should be the allocation or changes made everywhere in the loop to make it a balanced transportation problem. जैसे कि मैंने अभी कुछ बताया कि we have to form a loop. So loop ऐसे ही नहीं बना सकते हो. There are some rules and regulations to form a loop. So let us go through that one by one. So the guidelines to form a loop are, the first guideline is only horizontal and vertical lines are allowed. Okay, you can form a loop by drawing only horizontal and vertical lines. You can't draw inclined lines. The next rule is turning should be at allocated cells only. Okay, what does it mean? Turning should be at allocated cells only. Okay, so these are the allocations. The places where are dash, there is non allocated. तब ये क्या बोल रहा है? Guidelines to form a loop, only horizontal and vertical lines allowed. So let us say I start from here. मैं यहाँ से स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि यहाँ पर मुझे अलोकेट करना है. जो चीज नॉन अलोकेटेड थी वहां पर मुझे अलोकेट करना है. तो मैं यहाँ स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ एंड आई गो अपवर्ड. ठीक है, ऊपर गया. अब यहाँ पर अलोकेटेड सेल है, सो आई कैन टर्न और आई कैन ड्रॉ हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन हियर. ठीक है, यहाँ पर आ गया. अब ये भी अलोकेटेड सेल है, दैट मीन्स आई कैन टर्न हियर ऑल्सो. अब मैं यहाँ पर आ गया. दिस इज नॉन एलोकेटेड सेल, दैट मीन्स आई कांट गो लाइक दिस. मैं यहाँ पर टर्न नहीं मार सकता. तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? आई हैव टू गो फर्दर. यहाँ पर मैं टर्न नहीं ले सकता बिकॉज देयर इज अ नॉन एलोकेटेड सेल. सो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल एक्सटेंड माई लूप टू दिस पर्टिकुलर सेल. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पर आए, यहाँ पर एलोकेशन है, यहाँ पर एलोकेशन है, दैट मीन्स आई कैन टेक अ टर्न and I can join this. So this has formed a loop. Okay, so first point is only horizontal and vertical lines allowed. Second was turning should be at allocated cells only. Third is start point and end point of the loop should be same. So you can see here also my start point and end point of the loop are same. Next, make a positive sign where loop started and alternate minus and plus. अब ये क्यों करना है? अगेन अंडरस्टैंड द लॉजिक. हमने क्या बोले थे? इस सेल पे मुझे अपॉर्चुनिटी है, देयर इज अपॉर्चुनिटी एट दिस सेल, दैट मींस आई हैव टू अलोकेट एट दिस पर्टिकुलर सेल. तो उसलिए मैं क्या करूंगा? यहाँ पर प्लस बनाऊंगा. समथिंग आई हैव टू पुट हियर, दैट कैन बी एनी वैल्यू. सो आई विल जस्ट पुट अ प्लस. एंड ऑल्सो आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड यू, इफ देयर इज अ प्लस हियर, देयर शुड बी सम माइनस हियर. और अगर यहाँ पर माइनस हो रहा है, सो देयर शुड बी सम प्लस शुड बी मेड हियर. और अगर यहाँ पर प्लस हो रहा है, देयर शुड बी सम माइनस हियर. तो ये ऑलरेडी हमारा एक लूप है, तो उसने वहां पर लिखा है मेक अ पॉजिटिव साइन वेयर लूप स्टार्टेड एंड देन ऑल्टरनेट माइनस एंड प्लस. दिस लॉजिक आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन टू यू कि वो माइनस प्लस क्यों आता है. सो टू बैलेंस इट वी हैव टू मेक इट माइनस प्लस. द नेक्स्ट, चेक द मिनिमम ऑफ नेगेटिव अलॉटमेंट. अब यहाँ पर दो जगह माइनस है आपकी, एक माइनस यहाँ पर है, एक माइनस यहाँ पे है. अब आपको चेक करना है दोनों माइनस में से मिनिमम वैल्यू क्या है. तो यहाँ पर भी 20 है, यहाँ पर भी 20 है, कोई इश्यू नहीं है. हमको चेक करना है व्हाट विल बी द लीस्ट वैल्यू एट नेगेटिव पार्ट. और उसके बाद क्या करना है, जो वो वैल्यू लेगी उसको प्लस पे ऐड करना है और माइनस पे सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है. जस्ट टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल हियर ओनली. देखो अब क्या हो रहा है, माइनस माइनस, दोनों माइनस है. तो माइनस में से आपको क्या देखना है, व्हाट इज द मिनिमम एलोकेटेड वैल्यू. सो मिनिमम 20 एंड 20 दोनों सेम है. तो क्या करना है, कोई टेंशन नहीं, 20 को सिलेक्ट कर लो और 20 को प्लस वाली जगह पे प्लस करो. सो दिस विल बिकम 0 प्लस 20, क्योंकि यहाँ कोई एलोकेशन था ही नहीं पहले. 20 माइनस 20, दिस विल नाउ बिकम 0. 10 प्लस 20, दिस विल बिकम नाउ 30. एंड दिस 20 एंड 20 माइनस 20 विल बिकम 0. सिंपल लॉजिक है, जहां पर प्लस है वहां प्लस करो, जहां पर माइनस है वहां पर माइनस करो. सो दिस आर द गाइडलाइंस टू form a loop and proceed further for checking the optimality check. Any doubts, please ask. There is a question in the chat box by someone that if there are more than delta 1 delta positive, हमारा इस क्वेश्चन में क्या आया था, एक ही डेल्टा पॉजिटिव आया था, डेल्टा 2 अगर ज्यादा डेल्टा पॉजिटिव आए तो क्या करना है. तो लॉजिक वाइज क्या जाओगे, सब व्हाट विल बी द लॉजिक. हमने अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट फाइंड आउट की है डेल्टा, तो तुम्हारा लॉजिक क्या रहेगा, किसको सिलेक्ट करोगे. अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट हमने निकाले, सपोज दो जगह मैक्सिमम आ रहा है या दो जगह पॉजिटिव आ रहा है. एक जगह आंसर आ रहा है सपोज 2 एक जगह आ रहा है आंसर 10, तो इट्स क्वाइट ऑब्वियस कि अपॉर्चुनिटी मुझे ज्यादा जहां पर है मैं उसको अलोकेट पहले करूंगा. सो आई विल सिलेक्ट दैट पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू और सेल विच गिव्स मी द हाईएस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी. कि अगेन आई रिपीट, ये मैंने पूरा एक्सप्लेन किया इसलिए थोड़ा सा लेंदी लग रहा है. व्हेन आई विल अप्लाई दिस टू द प्रॉब्लम इट इज वेरी सिंपल. जैसे कि वॉगल्स अप्रोक्सीमेशन आपको पहले बहुत ज्यादा लेंदी लग रहा था, पेनल्टी लगाओ, ये करो वो करो. नाउ इट इज क्वाइट सिंपल. Similarly, Modi method, finding out UV, finding out delta, opportunity cost, that was quite cumbersome earlier, but now it is easy. So similarly, finding out loop and doing this procedure will also be easy once you practice. So any doubts in forming the loop? It's quite simple that if you make any changes at one point, you have to balance it. Simple.